I'm gonna talk a little silent here when I get to it. I don't want her to. So I like to watch TV outside because I'm an outside guy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, you're an outdoor cat. That's fine.
I like that, and I'm a big basketball guy, and it's June, May, get ready for basketball, and I said to my wife, I was like, hey, I'm gonna get a bunch of wood and I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna hang a TV on it so I can have my bar and wall out there. She said, "You're not doing that." I am. So last weekend, we were out shopping all day on Saturday, and I was like, "I can't wait for tomorrow." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "I'm gonna go to Menards and I'm gonna get the wood for my wall." And she went, "Sure, honey."
Movie guys, hit play, let it run. Eric Jordan, two takes, one fun, new flick, old flick, same mic, same vibe. If it's on that screen, they gon' go deep dive. Movie guys, say the word, we ride. From the big release to the late night guy, you cue it up, they keep the love. Movie guys, movie guys.
It's. I don't hate you. I will never hate you, bud. Especially when it comes to just movie selections. But that being said, I'm not excited to watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I know that we watched the first one and we had reviewed the first one. We gave it a decent review, but going back and listening to the first one, I think we just gave it respect because of who it was for. It was not for us. It was for the fans. It was for them. It was for a younger crowd who grew up playing this game and is more familiar with the universe itself. Going into this movie, I don't know about you, Jordan, but I forgot everything that happened in the first movie.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I was excited, right? So my hype for this is a little bit different than yours. Yes, I do agree with you that this is for a younger audience, not for us. But I was excited because I remember having a good time with the first movie. I remember the first movie was just something that was just fun, right? I was not expecting it to be good. So I pressed play on this and I was excited. I was ready to go. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, okay, we're in the 80s. Okay, we're setting things up. We'll talk about it. But then as the story goes on, I'm just like, is that PETA from Hunger Games? What's he doing in this
Sure
movie?
is.
And I was like, wait a minute. There's a blonde girl and she was, oh, and then it starts to slowly come back. I was like, oh, okay. The blonde girl that's his love interest was a cop in the first movie, but she was actually the daughter of the serial killer who started Freddy Fazbear. Okay, so as the movie went on, I started to remember. It took me a while.
Yeah, yeah, it took me a little bit, but then there were times where I was just like, I don't even know anymore. I know that through the opening credits, I got a little excited. I was like, oh, Matthew Lillard. Oh, McKenna Grace. Oh, Wayne Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Skeet Ulrich. We
Yeah.
got a we got a Scream reunion here.
First time ever we've ever been excited to see Skeet Ulrich name in the credits. Like, let's go. Like, this is something that we've been wanting for Scream 7, right? Like, this is what we want.
Of course.
Yeah, Wayne Knight yeah. So I don't know anything about this movie. So honestly, this is how it happened, right? So I press play, and we get this opening of this girl who. We'll talk maybe in detail about it, but this girl gets this little girl dies, and she
Charlotte.
excuse me,
Her name is Charlotte.
Charlotte dies, and she's obsessed with a marionette. So I'm like, oh, okay, marionette puppet, what's going on? So I have to go to trusty, wiki, and I guess, and I kind of wish this movie did this. The second game is the first in the timeline from my research. The second game is all 80s. There's no modern time in the second game. It's
Okay.
you are a security guard in the 80s.
Okay.
And you have that 80s tech. and the marionette is the bad guy.
Okay.
That's it. That's the game. But I'm just like, oh, would that have been... Oh, are we going to stay in the 80s? Like, is this going to be a prequel? It didn't happen. But that's what I was wondering, because I was like, what's this marionette? Ugly, horrible puppet, animatronic. Why would you make this? This has nothing to do with your Freddy Fazbear creatures, I guess as you want to call it. It's created to be evil. That's what the marionette's for.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it looks a lot like Jigsaw, by the way, too.
yeah, so this review, I don't know if we're gonna go scene by scene, right? So this review is I just have a lot of questions, and I don't expect you to have answers, but let's just kind of just pick your brain with it. Like, okay, so Matthew Lillard, again, we're following the movies, not the games, people, but Matthew Lillard is a crazy dude, and he decides that he is going to create Freddy's Fazbear, which is Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
And he wants to create this because he's crazy and he's a child killer. So he dresses in the yellow bunny suit to lure children in the back while the whole place is filled with parents and kids just to kill kids. Kind of like Freddy Krueger, if you will.
Okay.
That's what I took from this, right? That's what he does? That was his MO?
It's yes, that's what I got.
Okay. So then, but sometimes, not every time, but sometimes when he kills a kid, that kid's soul gets trapped in one of Freddy Fazbear's animatronics.
Yes.
That's what happens.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. So this movie doesn't go back 100% to the location we were at in the first movie. The marionette, they said, which this is kind of cool too. The marionette and also was the original location, but then also in this original location it had this like moat thing.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. I wish Chuck E. Cheese had that.
Yeah. Like a lazy river.
Yeah, I mean, some kid would have drank the water back then and died.
Yeah. Augustus Gloop always.
Augusta? No. I'm just saying.
Save some for later.
Okay, so that's kind of like this. That's kind of like the backstory, right? So that's what happens. Is like this. You get Charlotte, who's this young girl who is a nobody, a loser, that kind of kid, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
she's obsessed with the marionette. And then this other little girl, who is the blonde girl, who is now the grown-up blonde cop girl. In
Vanessa.
Vanessa is like, hey Charlotte, don't be weird and gothy. Come hang out with us, just come hang. And then she does.
Yeah, come hang out with us. Don't worry, my dad's not a killer or anything.
But she knows though, right? I mean, like because
I think
Charlotte sees.
Initially.
Well, I don't. Yeah, she does because like
Sure.
maybe she doesn't, Eric, because like Charlotte sees the yellow rabbit taking the boy in the back, and then Charlotte's like, "Hey, that doesn't seem right." And then when she goes to confront the yellow rabbit, young Vanessa comes because, "Hey, don't go back there."
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't know if she knows what's going on. I don't know if she feels that Daddy's had too much. Barley soda and he just needs his nap. I don't know.
Yeah, don't talk to Dad when he's been drinking.
You don't like this. I can tell in the first 5 minutes of this review.
So, okay. It's more that, like, the story... There's a few things that I have wrong with the movie initially. There's a lot more other that we'll talk about. But initially, I first forgot a lot of the story, and I had to get back into it. So... The incident happens here at the original Freddy Fazbear's location. This girl dies in weird, like, Scream 2 fashion, by the way, too, where she gets stabbed, and then she goes in front of a crowd of families and parents who really just don't care. And they're watching a girl hold a boy by the way, and then stab wounds on her back, and she's screaming, and then she goes through the trap door, gets picked up by the marionette, and it seems like everyone there was just like, all right, well, all right, kids, finish up your pizza, and then we can head out. Like, it's not a big deal. Then we get the opening montage where it's all paper clips saying that, oh, there was a death at the Freddy Fazbear's location. Oh, foul play, it's being investigated. And then one clipping said that they deemed it the girl's fault or it was an accident.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that. So it was swept under the rug. And then the location for the first movie was at a different franchise location. And then that's where the Matthew Lillard character then kills 5 kids?
Yeah, he does. He's Freddy Krueger, right? Like, yeah, those kids were trapped in those animatronics. No animatronics in the OG location has been infected with the souls besides the marionette.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Look.
okay, got it. No. There's, again, we'll talk about it. In this movie, I think I hear the story. We have seen a movie with more ridiculous plots than that, right? I don't think I would be so hard with the plot as much as how dry this acting is. Jordan, you have to agree with me. The main characters, Josh Hutcherson as Mike and Elizabeth Leal as Vanessa, these two, dude,
I agree.
They are dry as toast. It feels like they are reading off of cue cards in this movie.
I don't disagree with you, but I think you're seeing a different movie than I am, because by the time, and I don't know if this is a good way of saying it, but towards the middle of the franchise, you don't care about the characters. You just want to see Jason do its thing. You just want to see Michael do his thing and Freddy do his thing, right? Like, we're going old school with that. Like, you don't care about the kids. You just want them to get killed. That's what they're here for, right? So I'm here to see Jason. I am here to see the animatronics. I'm here for the money shot. That's all I'm here for. I don't care about the acting. I don't care about the plot. I'm here to see Jason, Michael, and Freddy do their thing. That's all I care about. And the animatronics are fun. I mean, they are completely fun. There's not a single animatronic in this movie character that's not just, every time they're on screen, it's fun to see. So that's the movie I'm seeing. I don't know. It seems like you don't feel that way, which is great, because this gives us a good dynamic. I'm not saying this movie's great. I'm just saying,
if the actors don't feel it, then why should I?
Do you feel that, though? Because I feel like the actors do feel it. I feel like they know what movie they're in. I don't feel like they're trying to...
The best acting that I got from this movie was from Wayne Knight.
And Wayne Knight can do nothing wrong. But you're going to sit here and tell me that PETA's a good actor?
No, I'm not saying that he's a good actor.
Right. So you're getting PETA. What do you expect?
Something.
You're not going to get it.
Some emotion.
You're not going to get it.
Something with, like, there's got to be a point where the director, Emma Tammy is her name. There's got to be who was the director of the first one, by the way, where she does the take and she has to go, okay, Josh, are we good with that? Do you want to maybe run that back? Maybe add some inflection? Do a little more emotion this time? This is a person who you like. This is your sister who you love. Maybe you want to do a little bit more. Their friend in this movie, or his friend in the movie that comes over to his house to help repair or paint, he is giving more of a performance. Everyone in this movie is giving a better performance than the two main actors.
Yes.
And it's hard to watch sometimes where I'm just like, dude, give me something. You guys are just dry. It's I don't know why I'm so bent on calling them out on their acting. I feel that maybe because I was just so disinterested in this movie that I was
Yes.
just I'm nitpicking, right? Is that what it's going on?
Yes, you 100% did not want to see this movie. You did not want to review this movie. You saw on the schedule and you went, I mean, you just went into this arms folded. And
I did. And they stayed folded the entire movie.
And Eric, I'm not disagreeing with you, right? That's the thing. It's like, I want you to hear me on this. Like, it's not that I don't disagree with you. It's just that if you go back after this review and press play and just be like, okay, I'm here for Jason, Michael, and Freddy, then the movie's freaking fun. It's just stupid nonsense. Who cares about the characters? Fun. And that's all it is. So that's what I was getting into, right? Is just like, where's Matthew Lillard? He's alive, maybe, I don't know, because I went deep into the lore. But at the end of the first movie, Matthew Lillard's character, the main killer of the franchise, gets killed and crushed by the animatronic, by the yellow bunny, right?
That's right.
It comes back in the third game, which they're leading up to a third movie. They already have greenlit it. He's back, So it's like it's crazy. It's nonsense, junk food, and you don't like soda, and that's what I'm giving you. That's what's happening.
I like junk food, but this to me, this movie is just not for me, Jordan. Like this, flat out. There are good parts in this movie. I understand that what you're saying. You're in here for the kills. You're in here for the crazy. I want to see some robots crush some human skull. And you got that in this movie. You did. But it seems like maybe they're... and again, what's the rating in this movie?
Oh, I think it's PG-13.
PG-13. So it was not overly gory. It was more like just suggested kills, right, where they were off camera or through a camera lens from somebody recording, right? Like they could spare the corn syrup and the prosthetic limbs flying out everywhere. Okay, there were some jumping moments. I get that. There are some creepy moments. The animatronics are well designed. They look great in this movie.
Yes.
I can't deny that. They look really cool. There are just some other parts that this seems like, how do we get here? How did they get here? I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So the character Vanessa, I don't remember much of the first movie, so I couldn't tell you how that relationship happened with Mike and Vanessa. I'm not going to look it up.
No, you don't have to. I can, but I understand.
If you want to help me, then please do it, because it seemed like there were a lot of reveals in this movie that were a lot of leaps. They were just like, what? Like, okay, wait a minute. Vanessa is the daughter of a serial killer. Uh-huh. Her friend got killed by her father. Uh-huh. She knew about it. Uh-huh. And also she has a brother now revealed in this movie, who is the security guard at the original Freddy Fazbear's. And he seems to be crazy as well, too. Uh-huh. And, okay, so, like, what else? Does she have, like, evil twins? Is that what we're going to find out in the next movie, that she has kids that are evil?
Look, as far as I know, the Vanessa character and also PETA's character, these are all made up for the movies. But the 30-second quick thing about part one, to help you, is...
Please.
Part one was PETA taking a crap job to make some money because he was going to lose custody of his sister.
That's right.
And there was a security guard that had a heart of gold, but just was always around and cramping his style. That was Vanessa. I'm sorry, not security guard, a cop. And Vanessa the cop kept on saying, get out of here. This place isn't good. Stop coming back here. Go away. And at the end of the movie, the reveal is she was the killer's daughter. And she was trying to keep everybody away.
I do remember Mike, or Josh Hutchinson, or PETA as you call him.
Sorry, Mike.
Being a security guard or one of those where he's too much in it. Like,
yeah,
he
he's
makes
just
rash decisions. Yeah, I do remember that. Okay.
Right. So then, like, they just got a relationship from the first movie, and now we're a year and a half from the first movie, and now they have a relationship. That's all that is. I mean, we didn't know she had a brother. I don't know about this brother. I don't know about her. Again, I think it's made up for the movie. Anybody that's listening that's a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan can correct me on this. I'm not into the lore. I'm just telling you what I've stumbled upon so far. But the plot of this one, though, goes the Marionette is okay, so there's this music box, and the music box keeps the Marionette asleep, which has the soul of Charlotte. But when the music box stops, then the Great Malenko shows up. I'm sorry.
It is okay. It is a weird character design, right? It's as if the Jigsaw puppet killer doll rolled out into like a Teletubbies set, or I guess like a Chuck E. Cheese set.
Yeah.
And all of them were just like, yeah, that's normal. No, same universe. They fit right into. Yeah, it's
terrible.
Seems so weird. Yeah.
The Marionette from the game, but here's the thing, though, is that like the Marionette from the second game, which again, I like the idea of the second game, that the second game is in the 80s. I like that. And I like that the Marionette was the big bad. I like that too. But to have the Marionette be the big bad in this doesn't do anything.
No, it is weird, but I'm trying to give this movie its graces because again, there are some moments in this movie there where I thought was pretty cool.
Okay,
the possession of the Marionette. So
with Vanessa.
Yeah, before we talk about that, let's lead up into the first possession. We get the ghost hunters, and again, I love this for McKenna Grace, who, by the way, who has like the triple platinum headphones at this point. I don't know how many movies that she has done. Don't you dare ask what movies that she's been in, Jordan. I swear.
The Ghost Hunter?
Yes.
I'm going to ask.
Oh my goodness, Jordan.
I'm not.
More recently, she was in Scream 7.
I'm not doing a bit. Who was she in Scream 7?
She was the girl that got killed on stage.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And flying back and forth.
Okay. And in that review, you said we reviewed her before. Refresh my memory. What else did she do?
Ghostbusters.
The Frozen. Oh, Egon. She's Egon.
She's Egon's.
Okay.
Yes.
That was the ghost.
She was in She's in Tanya.
Okay, so the reason why I keep on failing to recognize her, and I know you're frustrated with me, but the reason why I keep on forgetting to recognize her is because I only know her as that nerdy Egon kid. You know what I mean? With like that.
That's why I have to tell you. Well, she's going to be the new. Who is she? Daphne in the new Scooby-Doo.
Well, from this movie and from Scream 7, this makes sense. So she's clearly has grown up, and she's no longer. Oh, how about this? You're going to agree with me. I know you will. But anytime I see the kids from Stranger Things do something else, you're always going to be that kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, of course.
So yes, this girl, this woman is now grown up, but she always will be that little perm, big glasses, nerdy Egon kid to me. So when you say that she's in this movie,
to
me, yeah. But I guess okay. So the Ghost Hunter is he? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying she's been in a lot that we have reviewed before. And she will continue to be in a lot. I appreciate her because, again, she has a lot of projects coming up. But it seems like recently a lot of movies that she has been in or that she likes to be in for these these little short spots, she's not afraid of dying. I like that in this movie, in Scream 7, in some other projects, that she doesn't mind dying with minimal screen time. I think that's great. This movie, Paw Patrol. She doesn't die of Paw Patrol. I'm joking. That would be pretty funny, though.
Do you think that she is... Serious question before you go on. Do you think that she's leading to be the new generation Scream Queen, or am I reaching on that?
No, I think you're reaching. I think she is just going to be this overall, like, play anything character. She has shown a lot of range, and I think she's just a new it girl. And she will be a new it girl. I think that in the future, though, she needs to pick her projects carefully and do some maybe more dramatic roles. And then that could turn her into a... Who's your girl? Florence?
Oh, Florence Pugh. Oh, Florence.
I think that she has a potential to get into that area. I think, and I know you agree, that Florence is a very good actress. And I think McKenna can get there with the right project. The new Hunger Games movie is not it, but she's in that one. I would be willing to bet she's probably going to die in that one.
Well, it sounds like she's making young, hip projects. She's following the trend, which is good. Okay, so she's a ghost hunter. And I'm sorry, we completely just went off the rails. So you like this opening possession?
The possession.
Okay.
So she gets possessed she's the first possession that we see by the Marionette, where her and her ghost hunting friends get a call from Michael, which we later find is the brother. Different Mike. Same Fazbear. Michael,
Let's go with Fastbender.
Freddy Fazbear.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Anyway. And they go in for the ghost hunt. They last all but 10 minutes before they get killed by the animals and the spirits in Fazbear's. She gets possessed by the Marionette. And we get a very creepy possession, right? What does this remind you of? Like a yellow eye and kind of...
Evil Dead.
Creepy, like long... Yeah. Oh, yeah. A deadite. Yeah. That's a good way of putting that. So, kind of like that. But it looks very creepy. I think it looks great. I like how they did that. It's very, very cool effect, how they did that possession.
Well, you have to do the Marionette for this, right? Because the first movie was, you thought that the animatronics were evil, but they weren't. They were kids that were killed by the creator, and they're not as evil as the Marionette. The Marionette has hatred, and she wants to kill. So to have that be the next bad makes sense. I will argue with you that after this ghost hunting scene, until the last 30 minutes, nothing happens.
Yeah, that's correct.
I mean, it is... We find out that the Marionette is in the original location. We find out in the first movie... we find out the location in the first movie was a different location, different franchise. We find out that Skeet Ulrich was the dad of Charlotte.
That's right.
And he was business partners with Matthew Lillard. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And just like, where did that come? I mean, like, I thought that was going to come back at the end. I thought Skeeter Ulrich was going to show up at the end, but that doesn't happen. And then they
team up to kill Sydney's mom.
Right. So okay. So help me. So the next hour of this movie, which is really boring. Again, I fell asleep. I told you off air, but for the audience, I fell asleep twice watch this movie twice because I'm just confused. So they somehow go back to the first movie's location, and now the animatronics are allowed to leave because of what's the MacGuffin?
You're right. There's a lot of weird mixed thing that happens in between. There's a science fair going on where Wayne Knight plays Abby's teacher. Abby is the sister to Mike, and she's the one that has a friendship from the kids in the first movie, the animatronics in the first movie. And she is trying to go back there. I want to go back there, Mike. But they're broken. Yeah, I'll fix them later. You can't go back there. He's trying to move on. Everyone else is saying, like, what do you... No, like, this was a thing. Abby's still very much kind of in the world. There's also a event going on, right? Called, like, Fazbear...
Festival because
drama.
of what happened in the first movie. Like now it's becoming a thing.
Taking on a cult following, yeah. So people dress up as the animals and have a whole party of it, sure. Type. Anyway, Abby goes to the location. She gets a toy. The spirits talk to her through the toy. That like a seek or a spell and speak.
Speak and spell. Yeah, that's the Marionette. I'm gonna before you go on. So, I think they missed an opportunity, right? So, like, if I was tasked to write this, the events in the first movie sparked an interest in Freddy Fazbear, right? Like that's what happens in this movie, right? Why have a festival? Why not just have your reference? Why not just have your Batman Returns villain Max Schreck try to reopen up a Freddy Fazbear location, and not realizing or not caring that these animatronics are possessed by the spirits of dead children, and try to have a grand reopening of the first location. That would make more sense than having this festival, because the Marionette.
I think you just described
okay.
Jurassic World, by the way.
I mean, it works for this movie. Tell me I'm wrong, right? That's what you do, right? You don't have a festival. You try to reopen up the location, right? That's what you do.
You're right. I hear you completely. And going off of what you said at the start of this, that you just want the action. You just want to see your Freddy. You just want to see the Jason, as you had put it.
Yeah.
So you're right. I agree with you that there are many different ways to get there. Yeah, and you're not wrong. And I feel like that suggestion, as well as probably a lot of others that we could throw out, would work just as well, as long as it gets to the main course.
The main course is the Marionette wants to possess Mike's sister,
Abby?
Because... Why?
Because.
Okay. I'm going to make sure I wasn't crazy.
The plot, of course, Jordan. Yeah.
Okay, so she doesn't have... So Abby doesn't have some magic blood power. The Marionette just wants to possess Abby.
So Vanessa goes to the location, the original location.
Right.
She gets held hostage by the by the Marionette. Is possessed.
Mm-hmm. She looks great,
Abby
too.
comes in. Yeah. Abby comes in as well. Or maybe Abby was already there. I don't know. And Abby's talking with the Chica, the new version or old version. I don't know anymore. And they're friends. The spirits or animals in this location are chained, like wirelessly chained to the location. They can't a perimeter.
Yeah, perimeter.
Check, right?
Right.
Because Vanessa had encoded a perimeter lock, and they can't go outside of this building.
Right.
So So the Marionette threatens Vanessa, saying that if you don't give me that passcode to unlock this perimeter check,
Right.
we're going to kill Abby. And there's that interaction. She gives them the code. They're unlocked, and now they can go out into the night free. And the whole goal is, because they're all possessed by Charlotte, is that they are going to kill the parents that watched her die all those years ago.
Makes sense. I mean, like you are getting into the Scream universe on this, right? Because the Marionette wants to get the animatronics out to kill the parents that didn't care. Wayne Knight was one of them, right?
Wayne Knight was just a dick in this movie. He was just...
I loved him.
I don't know if they really gave a reason why he didn't like Abby, but he did not like Abby. And he went through extra effort to really just be mean to her. Breaking her science project, which looked like a dope project, man.
It looked good. What is Wayne... In your opinion, what is Wayne Knight most famous for? Jurassic Park or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
No, Jurassic Park. What's wrong with you?
Dude.
The laugh,
Newman,
like that laugh that he does when Dotson opens up the Barbasol can and he does like that screech laugh. It's amazing.
I get you. I'm gonna say both can work, right? You could be famous for two things. There's a lot of different examples that you can put into that. But if you wanted to typecast into one, I guess you could put it into the Jurassic Park. You're not wrong.
Hey, you're not wrong either. I'm not a Seinfeld fan, so I guess Newman doesn't mean anything to me. My introduction to Wayne Knight was Jurassic Park, and I'll always love him for it. He will do nothing wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was in a lot of other movies, so
Besides destroying
even before
a little girl's dope-ass science project.
he was in Dirty Dancing.
What happens to Skeet Ulrich? Did I miss this? Because they go to his house, and he gives
Mike
exposition.
the music box.
Right, and that's it.
I don't know, he's just sitting at his house, just broken in a bathrobe. He's like, oh, a lot happened. But the music box always put her to sleep. You can have it.
That's what I'm wondering. Okay, so this is where I'm starting to get a little confused. So, like, you don't, Eric, if you and I were writing this movie, we would do it the correct way. You do not have Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich in the same movie and not have them be partners. What are you doing?
How much do you think Skeet got paid for this?
You don't. Okay, because that was my question. It's like, because did I fall asleep again? Like, I mean, I thought when I saw Skeet Ulrich's name in the credits, I was like, he's gonna be the big bad. Yes, I know.
Billy.
That's what you do, right? I mean, sure, the Marionette, right, possessed Charlotte, blah 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 blah, but just like the first movie, it's all kind of smoke and mirrors kind of thing. Matthew Lillard is the serial killer, right? You don't bring. Why would you bring Skeet Ulrich into this movie if you do not use him to the way you're supposed to use him? I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Him as such a minor role just seems like, why? Why would he? I mean, I know why. Obviously, you're doing it for a paycheck. I just want to know how much. I want to know how much he got paid. This dude, he was in the movie long enough to where I know that it was less than a week for shooting.
Right.
It was one scene. It was a handful of lines and a piece of dialogue. He barely got even any face time. So I don't know. What do you think? $50K? The budget of this movie is $51 million. I can't imagine that he's doing this for six figures. It's got to be less. Like this for, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the business, but
Look,
I hope he got paid. I hope he got a good payday for this one.
I will get off my soapbox here and move on. To just do my rant. Us being millennials, you don't bring these two guys into this movie and not have them at some point, however, be partners. You do not have Matthew Lillard be a crazy psycho killer and not have Skeet Ulrich. I mean, what are you doing? You are completely missing the ball. I don't care if you're following the storyline of the games. You brought Skeet Ulrich in for a freaking reason. You know? Like, what are you doing? I thought by the time the credits were rolling, Skeet Ulrich would come in at the last 5 minutes and be like, I was his business partner, and I'm as crazy as Matthew Lillard is. And I'd be like, yes! That's what needs to happen. You know? Like, what are you doing? Anyway.
You're obviously giving a fan service for a different franchise at that point, though.
Again, I don't want to do this, but I'm just asking, then why have these two? You don't do that.
Because they're cheap?
No, they're Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich are the greatest serial killers in the Scream franchise. I'm sure you would agree with me on that.
Yeah, but dude, look at as an actor. Look at his body of work. This dude's not making the next big thing. He's making Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on the bottom of the cast list.
What happened in reality is that they were making the second movie, and Matthew Lillard was like, hey, you need a guy to play a dad in a robe? I got my friend.
That might be what it is. It might have been like, hey, we got Matthew Lillard here. We could probably make a few calls and kind of get this in there too. And that, you know what, that might be a thing. That might be that a generational, that they know that a younger generation is watching this movie, and that the parents that bring them to this movie might get a little treat out of this by saying, hey, look.
Yeah.
It's these two again. Yeah.
My last paragraph of this is just, that's cool. If I was writing this movie, it would be different. These two are iconic killers together. You don't make this movie.
Sounds like you want a Scream movie, buddy. It sounds like you want Five Nights at Scream.
Nice. You don't
Scream
make
Night at Freddy's.
You don't make a movie 30 years later.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Anyway, okay. I've already said my piece.
Why don't you go ahead and throw in the craft in there too, bud? Get him in. Let's just get Skeet Ulrich doing witchcraft here too.
Were they both in the craft together?
No, he was just.
Exactly. My point is, name
the
last movie that they were both in together. They did this on purpose, and I'm just saying.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I'm just saying they missed the ball. Anyway, so that was a rant. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It sounds like you're disappointed in the Scream franchise, just as I'm disappointed in this franchise, and you wanted a different movie. You're hurt. I understand that. It hurts to watch Scream 7 and think what could have been.
It did hurt.
What's going on here? And this did you watch this movie and did you think this is as close to Scream 7 as I'm going to get?
Yeah, because I'm just like, you don't, like, look, if they introduce Jamie Kennedy in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, I'm going to be pissed. You know what I mean?
I think you're going to get that.
Anyway, so, again, not a lot happens, right? But, okay, hold on. So, the animatronics are now...
Chica goes to the science fair.
Yep,
kill
they're
Mr.
loose.
Bird.
Yep, they're loose. They kill Wayne Knight. This is where Vanessa's trying to figure out what's going on. She's driving home, and Foxy has this great car chase. Not a car chase, right? But Foxy, the animatronic, is on top of the car, and
she was tied up at the original location, Mike comes in because he sees the note that Abby left, and so he goes. He finds Vanessa, rescues her, and she's like, "We gotta go." And he goes, "No, I'll stay here and I'll work the computer. You go out there and shoot him up, gangster." And she goes, "Okay." So while she goes out there and tries to find all of the animatronics that are loose in the city, running amok, he stays back, and they talk on walkie-talkies, and they say, "All right, I have the location, go here." And he tries to detach their wireless control that the Marionette has on them.
And this is when they go to Mike's house, right? And you got the evil animatronics versus the good animatronics. That's what happens.
Oh, well, this is what happens is that he disables the wireless connection between all of the bad animatronics, except for one. And it's at his house. Oh, no. I need help, he says. And so he goes to the first movie location, the other franchise restaurant. And he says, "I don't know if you're in here, Abby's friends, but she needs you right now. We need your help." And
So
the
stupid.
animatronic, the kids come back to life, or I don't know, activated again.
Somehow.
They go to Mike's house and they save the day. And then they all go to heaven. They go
Literally.
to heaven.
Yeah, no, literally. There was like a little boy that was talking to him, like a ghost boy, straight
I'll
out.
see you there.
Yeah, straight out from like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, I'm cold. Like that kind of kid. Only you get that reference. Nobody else listening to this episode is going to get that reference probably, but you. God, that's why I love this show. I'm cold. Anywho,
I'm cold.
it's just like scary ghost kid. I'm done. Okay, so this is where I told you off air. I'm starting to get excited, right? Because I'm just like, okay, Skeet Ulrich is going to come back. He's going to be the big bad. This is happening. And then all of a sudden, Vanessa's brother Mike, not boyfriend Mike, but brother Mike comes in, and he reveals that he's the one that
It was me.
right. But nothing happens to him. He doesn't die. He doesn't get his comeuppance at all.
He gets
Like,
knocked on the ground, which is just as bad.
And then he leaves, and then and then Mike looks at Vanessa and says, "I don't trust you anymore." And then Mike and Abby leave.
Oh my God.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
That scene was hard. No, you stay.
You
We're
stay. It's so bad. And he's so Mike
What?
and Abby leave.
What's wrong?
So then Vanessa's in the house. by
We're not friends anymore.
And then Vanessa stays in the house. Everybody's gone, and then behind her
It's his house.
is the Marionette ghost, if you will, shows up and infects Vanessa, and then her face turns to the Marionette thing, and I'm just like, oh, this is going to get... Okay. I want to paint this picture because I've been saving to tell you this for the end of the show. Because I didn't tell you this often, because I've asked you every day for the past couple of days, have you seen this movie yet, right? Bad Mike shows up and says, I've been behind it all, right? Bad Mike leaves. He does not die. He's the villain, but he does not die. Okay?
Right.
I want you to picture Jordan watching this. Then, good Mike says to Vanessa, your brother's crazy. Your dad's crazy. I think you're crazy. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Deuces. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to get good. And then the camera's in front of Vanessa. The Marionette ghost shows up behind her, goes into her, infects her, and then is a close-up of her face turning into like the crow, kind of like the Marionette face. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, okay, they're going to go back to Freddy Fazbear's, and Skeet Ulrich is going to be there, and Matthew Lillard is going to be there. This is going to be crazy. As soon as her face turns into the Marionette, credits. End of movie.
Thank God.
There's no ending. I told you. That's not an ending. It's so frustrating. That's not an
It's
ending.
to be continued.
It doesn't even say.
It leaves it open. No, it doesn't. But clearly, it leaves it open for the third one, and I'm sure the third one will pick up right where this one left off. Yep.
There's no ending though. Okay, let's pretend we live in a world where the third one's not greenlit. Eric, there's no freaking ending. When this movie ends is your climax, right? Like this is where, oh my God, Vanessa's infected by the Marionette. So now we're gonna go to Freddy Fazbear and like we're gonna get the big fight, right?
That one would think, but at this point we're already about 100 minutes in, and
okay,
it's just like, come on, man. Okay, I hear you completely, but you had said, and I agree with you completely, there was that moment in the middle of the movie where not a whole lot is happening.
Right.
Like they're talking about like the science fair, and they're kind of trying to build up the tension a little bit with Abby going to like Fazbear's and trying to build the story a bit more. And it feels like it just kind of wastes time a bit. And I'm not going to give any suggestions of how to make it better because I don't know, man. I think you could have had maybe... Why am I even trying to do suggestions? You could have had more at the location with the animatronics trying to do something, or having a bit more with the Marionette and what she was trying to do, instead of Abby going to a science fair project and having this weird dialogue with Mr. Berg, which really only makes it seem like it's there so that you don't feel bad when he gets his head caved in.
Which you don't see, which is, I'm ashamed. Right. So that's it. Movie ends with Vanessa getting possessed, close-up shot, and I'm just like, oh. And then I like rewound the movie. I rewound all the way to where Foxy was on top of the car, right? That scene. I'm just like, yeah. Did I miss something? And no, I didn't miss anything. Popcorn ratings. It's a deep dive. But you do realize, though, you have to. We've done now part 2. So when part 3 comes out, we have to review it. You know this. You have to accept this.
Okay, go ahead. You hear it live. I'll say okay.
You're going to have to review Five Nights 3. Like, this is going to happen. I hate this movie. I don't ever want to see this movie again. This movie makes no sense. I am not going to give it a bag of kernels because, again, we have reviewed a lot worse. I don't know if this movie even deserves a popcorn. I don't like the ending. The ending's confusing. What happened? Why? You don't even end with the part 2. Also, too, mid-credit scene, you get these 2 random kids that go into the Fazbear location. Like, they're going to close this up tomorrow. And then we don't see Matthew Lillard, but we do see Matthew Lillard in the yellow bunny suit, and his eyes glow. So, okay. Like, I don't know. I wish this movie would have stayed in the 80s, like the game, the second game. I wish we would have had the whole movie. If I would have done this differently, I would have had the whole movie be Charlotte's story. And have
I like that.
And have the second movie end with her dying, and then like her soul possessing the Marionette. Because we could eliminate all this nonsense. That's what I'd rather have seen. I didn't get it. No bag. No bag of popcorn. I do not like this movie. I hate this movie. Very upset with their choices that they made. I know you're more generous than I am. So, Eric, what is your popcorn rating for Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
This movie had some redeeming qualities of it. I think there are a lot of problems with it, but ultimately, for me, again, my expectations were low, and they were met. I don't like the acting in this movie. The story is there. It seems more and more obvious when I watch this movie that if I was I guess a faithful fan of the game franchise and who had played it from the start and done all this, then I would probably enjoy this movie a lot more. That being said, I am not, and I didn't like this movie. It's not for me. It's flat out not for me. And I'm not saying that like not just that I didn't like it, but I'm not the audience that it's for is not for me. It made its money, good for them. The people are working, good for them. I'm never going to watch it again. I am debating even taking this thing off of the Plex. Both of them. It's just these movies feel, to go off of what you to piggyback, not to say what you said, but it feels like Are You Afraid of the Dark, the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It
does.
It's very safe. It feels like if I was a kid, like, under 10 or maybe 10 or something like that this would be a good scary movie to ease me into more, I guess, scarier movies when I get older. This is a very kind of safe, scary movie. It's just not a good movie. I don't know, man. Would you give it?
I gave it a no bag. I gave it a no bag because it just wasn't good. I mean, I was not happy with any of it.
Yeah, I'll go with your no bag. I would have to agree with that.
So then,
yeah,
Movie Guys rules. Since this movie got a no bag across the board, it's nominated for worst film of the year. Do you agree with that then?
Oh, yep, of course.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, yes. Are you sure?
Well, I'm just asking because so far, just kind of show our hand, the movies that are worst films of the year so far are The Smashing Machine, Him, Tron Ares, and now Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
You agree with that list?
That's
worst films of the year.
I do very much agree with that list. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate that I've seen those movies. I do, especially Tron Ares.
Well, we have to. That's our job. Well, not our job, but kind of.
I get it. No, but that's that's a garbage list.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, and I'm so disappointed about him. But anyway, all right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can check us out at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com or, of course, wherever you get your podcast from or on that platform. Eric, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll be back next Thursday for some Fire and Ash. Have a good night.
Oh, God. Another movie I had to add to the worst list. Okay, good night.
Movie guys, hit play, let it run. Eric Jordan, 2 takes, 1 fun, new flick, old flick, same mic, same vibe. If it's on that screen, they gon' go deep dive. Movie guys, say the word, we ride. From the big release to the late night guy, you cue it up, they keep the love. Movie guys, movie guys.
Eric, is that a no?
That's not a no. I didn't hear a no.
I did not hear a no.
I didn't hear a no.
I did not hear a no. So I bought the wood, cost $100. She comes home from church, and me and a couple of neighbor guys are building this thing. She's pissed. I hang the TV up, and she hasn't talked to me about it all week until tonight, before the Pistons game started. And I was like, I'm going to go outside and watch the Pistons. She's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, do you not like the wall that I built? Do you not like the TV? And she goes, I hate it. And I'm like, why? And she's like, you're outside. You don't need a television outside. And, and I'm like, okay, but I built it. And this was the big one. She goes, I'm just upset.
What's right behind you?
She's the true story. She goes,
She opened the door. She's listening.
she said, I'm mad because you disobeyed me.
What?
And I went,
No way.
I was like, no. And then I think she realized what she said. So, so then I was like, how would you like it if I said you disobeyed me? She was like, I would laugh at your face. And I would, oh.
There you go.
She goes, I just don't like that on the back patio. You built a wall and put a TV on it. I just don't like it. And I was like, that's okay.
All right, then.
I'm gonna watch the Pistons. She said that disobeyed.
Yeah. It's always the Catholics who seem to ignore the do unto others rule